Gashi was trained by the CIA. Based and true. Hello?
Based.
The base department is calling. And we're live. Welcome to the Hunter Iceberg. Today we're covering the Transcendency Tier. Insert angels singing.
You already made this joke.
Yeah, so we're re-recording because of some technical difficulties, and that must have been really bizarre for the other two hosts for me to just like repeat it, like word for word and like joke for joke the same intro. Anyway,
It could be worse.
let's just dive into it. Like listen, you didn't have to bring that up, and then I wouldn't have had to provide the context, and it would have been completely fine. But you just had to go do that.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, don't fix what ain't broke.
Okay, this is already really bad. But that's what makes it good. It's what makes it good.
Personality. Folks.
Okay. First things first. Chapter 337, Dream Sequence.
Oh,
So
I haven't been.
So
chapter 337.
that is one of the chapters where Gon is with Jane in the World Tree. It's right.
Mhm.
It's one of the last few chapters right before the 2011 anime adaptation ended. Since
Mhm.
the 2011 anime ended on chapter 339, I believe, like 338 to 339.
I might have heard about this one. It's where Gon is actually just dreaming, like being up with Gon, and he's actually like still dead in the in the
He's
hospital.
still, like, in
or-
that.
Is it that one?
I mean, that is a theory. I'm not a very strong believer of it.
Well, that's the
Because
one
that
I
would
heard.
imply
so-
that because that would slightly imply that everything else after the election arc is just a dream sequence. Yeah, exactly. And that,
Yeah.
as stated from the last episode, I hate these kinds of theories saying like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's just a dream sequence." Omega lol, nothing matters.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
I think for dream sequence theories, you have to provide the person providing the theory has to provide like an interesting narrative reason as to why a dream sequence would work here. Because usually, like for experienced writers like Togashi, using like, oh, it's just a dream it's just going to be a bad thing. Like it never works out. You have to have like a good reason to write it into a story. So yeah, I immediately, this one like kind of breaks for me, because if it's Gon dreaming in his bed, he's like characters that he has no idea exist are inside his dream right now, like the koala, for instance. Like is that what they're trying to say here? Because that's basically what chapter 337 is. It's like koala reminiscing on his past lives and you know, like the cyclical nature of his existence.
Oh wait,
trying
it was
escape from that.
It was the koala part or the Jin part?
Yep, it was the really poorly drawn chapter.
Okay.
The infamous.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Okay, then never mind. I was saying bullshit then. I was thinking about the
that's my thoughts.
Gon dreaming sequence where he's like up in the tree with Jin.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's well after this chapter.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, I understand why you would think that.
Yeah.
It's close in proximity for sure. But yeah, I don't think there's anything to it. This is kind of a meme.
Yeah, wanna move
Yeah,
on?
let's move on.
Yep. Okay, next. Razor is a Greed Island NPC, which
We've actually talked about this
kind
before.
Kind of a fun theory. I like this one.
Did we
Yeah.
talk about
We
it
actually-
would imply. Did we?
Yeah, we talked about it in, I'm pretty sure, the Jane pregnancy stone theory episode.
it? Yeah.
All those,
Oh,
all those months ago. I think we talked about some of the functionalities of Grid Island, Razor being one of them.
yeah, that would be interesting.
Well,
I think.
since it's been a few
the
months,
most fun thing.
Well,
You
it's
go
been-
ahead, Picker.
it's been a few months, so do you guys, since maybe our opinions have changed, do you think he's a Great Island NPC? Just short and simple. Then we can give details to why or why not if needed.
I think he's not likely to be an NPC, but
Yeah.
I enjoy the theory because it would imply that Jing, or like one of the people who helped make Greed Island, like was writing like these detailed backstories for these characters, and it's kind of like a Westworld situation where they have like these implanted like memories that like create a personality. And like, you know, Razor has like these flashbacks about like Jing and like he's like a prisoner,
fake flashbacks,
and like an evil person who's gone through like a big change and become like a better person. So
oh my God,
I like that implication, but
I like that.
I do think it's not as likely as the way it's just been presented to us as readers. Like that's probably like the reality. He's probably just like a prisoner. And yeah,
I think I agree with that. And yeah, I mean, as well, you could present the information in any way and still make the point that okay, Razor is an NPC, but it's hard.
It's just bringing up the possibility.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought, but I don't think he's an NPC, but why not? Would be fun.
Right.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
I just need to see more evidence in order to be convinced that he's an actual Great Island NPC.
Yeah,
Though I do agree with you that it is an interesting theory, and to be truthful, it is possible. Like, I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Do I think it's actually the case? No,
Totally.
but it's in the realm of speculation.
Yep.
It's not like, Hunter x Hunter is just a dream. It's not like one of those things.
Exactly. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to
let's
say.
move on. Maha Zoldyck, Immortality. So Maha's been to DC, right?
No.
We don't really know anything about him.
I don't think he has,
right?
because that would have to be concerned. Because unless there's information given that Maha did go to the Dark Continent, we would have to either know that, or we would have to make the assumption that Maha is secretly Zoldyck, which I heavily doubt. It is true, Maha Zoldyck is very old, yet we haven't had any evidence to prove, or to even to show that he's immortal, right? Isaac Netero lived through several generations of Zoldicks. So I don't see... I just don't think this is true. Even if he had like the Nitro Rice, I mean, we may have heard something about it if he really had like, I'm pretty sure it was the Nitro Rice. The Nitro Rice from the Dark Continent. So the only way to get to get it is to go there, right? And we only know of four or five humans that have gone to the Dark Continent and survived. Excuse me. Isaac Netero, Zoldyck, Leanne, I'm pretty sure her name was something like that. Dawn, and Beyond Netero. Unless there's more, and I'm just either just not saying them or forgetting them or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
we don't really know anything about Maha, like what you said, Gil.
Yep.
We only really see him for a few panels, right? So the ones that I think of immediately are Illumine, Kalito, and Maha when they killed the 10 Dons from Crow's contract, and the Zoldyck family, social guide or something like that, like who likes who's dislikes who. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like from the election arc. Yeah, exactly. Right, Maha was referenced on it, so we know he is alive, but that doesn't mean he's immortal. Sure, humans have shown to be in this series to live well past 100 years old and still have great feats of strength featured from Nen techniques such as 10.
Yeah, we
right,
don't
which
really know
has
anything. Yeah, it's
right. So I mean, theory. I mean, possible, but it's not as a strong theory as, let's say, Razor being a great NPC. I don't think it's true. We would need to see more. That's my final thoughts on it.
Yeah.
This is kind of one of those series that doesn't seem to be either significant or have much of like an interesting basis. It just seems kind of thrown on here, to be honest. But yeah,
Guys,
Those are my
someone's
thoughts.
old
I
in
don't,
the
I don't really care.
guys.
Don't
Someone's
care.
old in this series. They must be immortal.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are some hints at immortality in Hunter, but I think it's more interesting to say Nen induced or immortality achieved via Nen rather than pointing to this one character. I think that's much more of an interesting topic, but
True.
maybe we'll save that for another episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep it moving. Uvogin faked his death.
I 100% disagree. I hope that bastard is dead.
He's too stupid to fake his death. Case closed.
He would never fake his death.
There is no way he could have faked his death. How? Okay, Koga, imagine that you were Uvogin in that situation. How could have you faked your death there? How? I need you to explain this.
Yeah,
How?
You can't unless like there was like a grand scheme to like create some kind of Nen puppet that was realistic enough to kill.
Guys, it's Omokage.
And they were
we
like
knew
controlling that.
Omokage is canon, apparently.
This is another soy Wojak theory, like 100%.
Yeah.
Yo!
Whoever came up with this theory, I heavily dislike you now. Out. You're gone. You're canceled. You're gone. You're no longer allowed to theorize this kind of shit. No. How about we just move on?
Yep. This one gets my meme vote. Yeah, I want to move on.
Let's do it.
The next one. Shadow Beast's true power.
Okay. Shadow Beasts. Omega lol. Alright, they deserve it. Alright, so
They never had their time
there
to
were 10
shine.
There were 10 Shadow Beasts, and they just got absolutely fucking whacked by the spiders. So,
Yep. Narratively, they served their purpose, and they were supposed to die.
But then again,
Yep.
if we look instead of looking through like a regular Nen user's perspective through it, but look at like the average Mafia member who doesn't know Nen, they're very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
If we look through that lens, if we look through any other lens, they're pathetic.
Okay. What
If we,
what the power level? What's their power level in your opinion? Like, if you compare them to someone in the series, what do you think?
When I personally think of power levels, I don't like using the whole thing of like numerical power levels in Hunter, unless we're talking like Aura reserves, for example,
combat
which would be
level,
Aura
let's
units.
say.
But yeah, okay, so
if I had to
what would
guess,
be like
maybe
a bench?
around like the Beanolt. Beanolt's the scissor cannibal guy, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Beanolt, like
Yeah.
like around
Grid Island.
Gon and Killua, maybe slightly above. Yeah, I hate these conversations honestly because it brings a certain type of person out of the woodwork. Like we're gonna get those comments. Like
Right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean.
power level.
like
Power
the
level
Goku
and-
could Goku beat Meruem and go away.
Guys, Goku could solo
Nobody
blank.
cares.
No, but it's like what I was saying, right? Hunter x Hunter's Nen does not work in a way where quote unquote traditional power level systems
No, of course
would
not,
work,
but-
right? It's not. It's like what I said in the past, right?
know
Since
that,
the only
right?
other anime I've watched is sadly the Seven Deadly Sins, right? In that series, they had power levels, but it was with numerical numbers. Let's say 100,000, right? So you can easily calculate this is better than this, right? But because of how versatile and how well created Nen is, every category is viable. It just depends on the person, their training, their
Situation.
determination, and if they make, let's say, conditions / contracts.
Yep.
So it's not really fair to put like a numerical power level unless you're talking about Aura Reserve, which there are units for, which are Aura units told by Knuckle through APR and IRS. However, you would just have to. It's better just to say X is better than Y and Z instead of saying like it's like saying like Gon is 900 and Killua is 800. That doesn't work in this series, right? You could say, oh, Gon is strong. Gon during Greed Island is stronger than Killua during Greed Island. You can make that claim regardless of how right or wrong you are. Putting a number against it is just a terrible idea. It doesn't work. And so, going
Yeah,
back to my original
it's-
thing, the Shadow Beasts are not very strong. I think they are stronger than some of the Heaven's Arena fighters like Guido, Riavel, and Sedeso. However, they're
But you think-
definitely on the weaker side.
Oh, you
Beanold is
think they're
stronger
that
than the
level,
Shadow
okay.
Beasts.
Yeah.
I think- I think-
Beanold's stronger.
Yeah.
This is a more interesting question. What situation could the Shadow Beasts beat the Phantom Troop? Which I think they could.
Okay,
You
so
think
if we
so?
take
Some of their abilities are very good. I don't
Oh.
want to answer the question.
Uh-huh.
I think it'd take way too long, but I think that's a much more interesting question.
I've
Oh,
got a
this
very
is a
short
question.
answer.
Yeah.
I've got a very short answer, right? Because we barely know any of the Shadow Beast's actual powers. We just see them getting
Yeah,
killed by the
we
Phantom
don't
Troop.
know.
Owl's Fun Cloth. If the Phantom Troop were close to the pack, Owl can throw his Fun Cloth and just trap them. Let's say in the car.
Yeah, Fun
right?
Cloth is OP.
Right? Yeah, especially if used correctly. So that's my true answer. Really, the only Shadow Beast that had any true power was the Owl. All the others were good against non-Nen users, but that's it.
Yeah, seems like that. Maybe their true power was when they gathered together, they could do some Power Rangers bullshit and assemble into one beast or something. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Go.
But anyway, I'm ready to move on.
Yes.
Yes, let's move on. I don't want to talk about the Shadow Beasts anymore.
All right. Okay, so this one might be interesting. Nobunaga PTSD. What do you guys think about that?
I think of several things right off the bat. So we know Nobunaga was a samurai type person before he joined the Phantom Troop. That's where he has the sword skills from. Maybe there was something in his past that caused him, because he's also from Meteor City, I believe. So maybe something from Meteor City. It could also be that from Uvugen dying, or should I say being murdered, he has some type of PTSD because Uvugen was his best friend, who he thought a comrade in arms.
Yep.
Other than that,
That's
I can't
sound.
really think of anything else for Nobunaga because we just don't have a full backstory for him, like many of the other spiders. So I think it's one of those
I
two
think-
things.
I think what this might be trying to say is Nobunaga will have more of an emotional character arc. Like the death of Uvogen is going to affect him, and that's going to be a part of his arc. I mean, yeah, I hope so. That would be an interesting thing to see.
Mhm.
Oh,
A bit more of an emotional backbone in the Phantom Troop is always a nice thing to see.
well,
Not
oh,
dying.
Nobunaga
off
has-
characters
screen.
change.
Not dying. off
Nobunaga has
screen
also
like
been
some.
shown to be one.
Yeah.
Nobunaga is also
I think
shown to be
if-
one of them. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say that Nobunaga was shown to be one of the more emotional spiders. Also, fun fact: Nobunaga's
True.
Nen ability is the only spider that we haven't seen his Nen ability for. Everybody else we know their Nen ability, but we don't know Nobunaga's. We also don't even know
Kinda hype.
Nobunaga's Nen type.
Wasn't he?
All we
an
know is that he
really
just
funny
has
if
a
he
good
died
end.
before we saw.
Wasn't he an enhancer?
That was only confirmed by the data book. The data book isn't
but-
canon, remember?
But wasn't there something about when they were fighting with Ubogin and
I
they were getting
don't-
along or something like that, and that
I
was
don't
kind of hinting
remember.
at that Ubogin was an enhancer. I think you know
I
which
just
part
remember
I mean.
that being confirmed in the data book.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think nobody explicitly said it, but he was also pretty high in the. Oh no, he was pretty low actually in the arm wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think his personality-wise, it makes sense. He's an enhancer anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can
I
definitely
would
see him as an
probably
enhancer.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't really have anything else to say about this.
Right.
Commenters, if maybe there are scenes to point to that could kind of prove this thing, but I'm not really able to think of any. So, anyway, moving on. This one's evocative. Jing's pet calamity, kind of a sick concept, but
Gil, I didn't know you had a pet
I'm
calamity.
not sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping it around. Just in
That's
case,
nice to hear. Of course.
Never
It's
know when
understandable.
an army of ants might attack.
Mm.
With Pariston's army of 5,000, that.
Yep.
But so there's only 5 great calamities that we know of, right? Which calamity would it be?
Or
Yeah, interesting question. My guess would be maybe an eye, kind of like Nanika.
Right. That's what I was thinking as well, because they're eyes are much easier to contain because they're a gas form and they can go into different, living beings or objects or such. So that would be the most practical thing, not even going into eyes abilities, but
a
just
good argument.
in
Yeah.
physicality. It's better than, let's say,
Yeah.
a snake, or which is Hellbell, I'm pretty sure. It's better than, let's say,
Yep.
I forget the forms of the other calamities. I'm gonna be truthful. I forgot.
One's a
Uh,
disease, I'm pretty sure. It kind of like zombifies you in some way.
that one's
Um,
that one's that's Papazobe. I'm pretty sure.
Zobe
Yeah, Zobe.
disease, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And then there's Brion, which is
The
I think
human, like
something
the
that-
humanoid body with the spherical head.
yeah, I think it's some kind of like plant-based, like
Weapon?
maybe a fungal infection that
Oh.
that turns you into like this thing with like a ball on your head. I'm not really sure exactly how it works because it's described as a botanical weapon.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a bit of mystery to that, but I'm not sure how practical it would be to own one of those. So, and then the other one is like the weird thing that turns you into like a pleasure slave, where you're just like, it's basically
Snake.
like VR, but like a fantasy version of it.
But also,
Uh,
it's also practical to have an eye because naturally they're not naturally hostile toward humans. They have to be provoked.
yeah,
So they're
their
actually the
potential
safest
for destruction
calamity.
is huge.
Yeah, their
Yeah, it seems
potential
like
for
that.
destruction is huge, but if you don't piss them off, they'll be fine. As seen with Killua.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
Nanika loves Killua.
This fun little theory. I don't think it's based on anything.
Right.
Like maybe just the comparison between Jing and Pariston, like Pariston getting like this huge army of soldiers, so Jing like he goes and searches out his own thing to kind of like fight fire with,
Yeah. The
maybe
Cold War
something
takes
like
on
that,
a new
but-
form.
Yeah,
The arms
like
race.
geez, just like shut up and make out already. The sexual tension is just
Okay, Koga. Okay.
Parajing, where you at? Anyway,
No paraging. No. I better not see that in the comments.
Paraging commenters, fire away. All right, let's keep moving. Bonolenov is a triple agent.
I talked about
What do you guys think of this?
triple agents in the last episode.
Yeah, interesting enough. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing though. So he would be a triple agent, right? So his loyalty is presumed to be in the spiders, okay? After the rest of his tribe were killed. Or I'm pretty sure they're dead, right? The rest of Bonolenov's
I'm
tribe?
Not sure.
I think they're
Actually,
either
I'm legitimately not
endangered or
sure.
extinct.
I
So
don't-
it's one of the two. So
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Right,
know.
so-
I don't think there was any information about that.
we just know that there were strange people with holes in them that lets them play that music.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Exactly.
but if I think about it, right, let's say his clan is dead, just for the theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where else would his loyalty be in? It wouldn't be in the princes. It wouldn't be in V6. It wouldn't be in the Hunter Association. Where would his other loyalties be in to allow him to even be a double agent? Because remember, to be a triple agent, you have to be able to go undercover for one. It's like what I explained, right? If you're going to try to go undercover as a triple agent for Agency A, you have to go to Agency B to go pretend to spy on Agency A when you're really spying on Agency B as for Agency A. So it's kind of an overlapping, confusing topic, right? So I just don't see, unless he's acting as a triple agent for the spiders, in which I don't know who he would be giving information to. Right? I mean, I don't think the government...
Did you say Meteor City? Like, that would be the only other like group that is kind of tied to the Phantom Troop, but is also separate and would like want information on.
Bono Lenov doesn't have any relation to Meteor City.
Well,
unless it has, because remember the elder of Meteor City is still alive, but in whatever condition that Krollo has left him.
Are they?
So, what do you mean? Are they?
He has to. Oh no, they're not, because I'm pretty sure they died, and then the ability was strengthened in the book instead of disappearing.
Yeah, wasn't that the whole point? At least from what I remember.
I thought that the Elder was still alive to have Krollo keep Sun and Moon.
But he was talking about
maybe I
his
misremembered
men after
something.
death, I think, for it also.
Yeah, it changed the ability slightly, and like it stayed in the book somehow. Yeah, that was one of the abilities, and I'm pretty sure it was Sun and Moon.
Right,
so,
but so that leads to the question though: if you were able to keep most postmortem Netten in Skill Hunter after death, right? Yeah. When did this effect go into place? And that would also explain, Neon died before this affects the new change to Bandit's Secret. However, if that was part of Bandit's Secret before then, that would also lead to the question of why is Lovely Ghost Rider no longer in Bandit's Secret?
Well, I think
it's just like how some people have postmortem then and some don't. It's kind of an individual thing, I think.
Yeah,
I suppose that makes sense, but I just don't know. You guys are probably right about the Elder. I just don't know enough about the Elder that why he specifically would have postmortem then.
It was special. It was a special snowflake. That's why.
Well, he was a leader.
He wore a helmet to school.
Okay. Well, yeah, it might have just been like the type of person he was, or like the conviction of like the type of person that would lead Meteor City, you know. I feel like that kind of person is like a very, you know, something about them is stands out from like the regular person, and maybe that reflects in like postmortem then or something.
Yeah, could be.
Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say about Bono here. Is kind of a boring character, if I'm honest. I'm just going to take a jab at all the Bono fans.
I know a Bono Lenov fan, so damn.
Yeah, me too. And they I am like throwing some heat on them. They are legitimately what's the word where they like everything that everybody else dislikes?
Oh.
They just like it because it's what everybody dislikes. They're that kind of person. I forget anyway.
Teenagers.
Got him. Anyway, let's move on. Tezgera POV. That's literally the addition to the iceberg.
Is this a meme?
It feels like it. You know, POV, you're being set on kind of meme.
Now POV you use this during the dodgeball game.
Yeah, I think this was referencing how he got an internal dialogue. I'm pretty sure he got an internal dialogue in at least the manga, maybe the show.
Oh, okay.
Whereas, like, that doesn't happen a lot for a lot of characters. I could just be like totally wrong, and this is like freaking gaslighting me. And I'm just like making shit up, but maybe it's referring to that. I
think
I got nothing on this one.
I think I vaguely remember he was analyzing a lot. Like he was analyzing like Gon and Killua, like, oh my god, they're so good, or something.
Yeah, he analyzed them during the dodgeball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also.
That
if you
that
were
was
wondering,
literally
that was also in the anime.
okay. Yeah. I would say there's nothing if it's talking about that, there's nothing much to it. It's narratively probably just to point out the difference in potential from himself to God Killer.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm ready to move on.
Let's
This one's
do
sort of
it.
like a dud subject. Okay, this one was definitely written by a teenager. Hunter x Hunter is a philosophical book, which, yes, it is.
Indeed, it is actually.
Is it? Most books are going to be philosophical to some extent. How juicy that is going to be to a reader depends on the reader and the type of knowledge that they have, and what they experience reading that text. But sure, technically, yes, this is a philosophical book. Most things are. Is it offering anything new? I think this is probably the angle that this question is trying to take. Is like Hunter x Hunter is presenting new and interesting ideas, which I don't think it is.
I think that was well said.
Yeah, I agree. I will just like to say though that not all books, or not even most, but it really only books that are any books that are philosophical are the ones that are actually interesting to read. Bland, boring content isn't philosophical or doesn't make you think. I think that philosophical might be a bit misconstrued. I think they might be saying like, "Oh, Hunter x Hunter is a book that makes you think." Think whether it, like in terms of like a philosophical sense.
Listen,
philosophical thickness.
I 100% agree. Like, yeah, Hunter x Hunter is going to be a series that makes you think. I think Togashi has a deep and well explored understanding of the psyche and how to explore like different emotions and different philosophies, and you get a lot of interesting stuff to delve into, a lot of interesting characters. But that's about it. Like, why I don't know why this is on the
Transcendency
Iceberg.
Tier.
Yeah, I don't know why this is here unless it's like referring to Hunter x Hunter offering like specifically new angles to life or whatever.
Koga, you gotta understand. You gotta think of that like the Iceberg logic. If it's a philosophical book, you've transcended in your knowledge and in your thinking. You gotta think it like that.
Yes.
So, I mean, by that logic alone, it could fit in either the Enlightenment tier or the Transcendency tier. But of course, that's all for the joke. 100% agree. Philosophical makes you think. I think we should just move on, unless there's something else that you guys want to say.
I wanted to say
this one
that
actually.
You
go ahead, Jing.
I just wanted to say that it makes you philosophically thick. That's all.
Very well said.
This might be an ironic addition to the Iceberg. I like to view all of these additions as serious additions, and things that have significance within the series and things that would make you think differently about things in the series. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these are just like memes. Like this feels like it's referring to fans that are like putting Hunter x Hunter on like some crazy pedestal, like, you know, they've achieved enlightenment because they've read Hunter x Hunter, and you know, I can get with that. There's a lot of people that are like that. It's like, dude, relax. Togashi's a good writer, but like,
it's not there. It's not there with the philosophers or you know. Like,
you know what? You gotta love the big three philosophers. We've on this end we've got Plato. On this other on this other side we've got
yep.
We got some other we got Socrates, and on the next one we've got Togashi. The big three.
The big three.
I think I think Jing has on the topic of philosophy. I think Jing has like a great philosophy for life. That I think what he says kind of resonated with me, and I've thought about that statement a lot and how it would apply to my life and what in my life could change because of that if I applied that statement to it.
I think
so.
It's
in that
like,
sense,
go ahead. Sorry.
In that sense, has gotten me to think about my life, and it's got value for sure. But
I think it's like this Togashi's like it's a kind of message he wanted to put out there. I think it worked beautifully. I think.
Right.
Yeah. So does Hunter x Hunter have a strong theme about and like a strong message about the way you should live your life? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I would just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, we basically went when we started this podcast. We've had this Jing quote in mind. You should enjoy the little detours to the fullest, because that's where you'll find the things more important than what you want.
Mm-hmm. And we apply this to the conversations we have. Like we try and start with a topic as like a springboard, but we don't let that kind of tie us down to what we talk to. Like we don't want to be like, okay, well back to like what we started with. We kind of just want to see where the conversation goes and have fun with it. Take those little detours and enjoy them.
We preach the hunter philosophy.
Yeah, getting a little sappy there, but I think it applies perfectly.
Right. So we're just hunter philosophicals.
That was wholesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. That was nice. I like that.
I like
anyway,
it.
We really went full circle on that. We were like, "Oh, this is a meme." And then there's a bit of a wholesome angle to this as well.
Is your own character arc?
Yeah, legit. In like 5 minutes. Anyway, let's keep going.
Yes.
Oh, golly, pure Nen pseudo paradigm. What? This is some another one of those huge Reddit threads saying Nen is or some shit.
Do either of you know what a paradigm is? Because I just want to see if you guys know.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, for those people in the audience
No.
that don't know what a paradigm is, it's a paradigm is like a model of something, for example, like a pattern.
Mm.
So basically, what this is saying is that it's a pure Nen fake like a fake model of Nen, like a pure model, like pure
fake model of Nen.
Yeah, deep fake Nen.
Deep fake Nen.
You know what it is? Right? You know how Wing didn't teach Gon and Killua the true Nen originally? He never taught them the real Nen. That's what this theory is. Boom. I solved it.
Maybe it is that. Because he was teaching them like a different model, and then like he kind of shifted the way he was teaching it, and like they were similar, but there were like some key differences, and then that was the case. So maybe it's just talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, this
maybe there's a bunch of Nen users who kind of know Nen, but not really. Like maybe that's what this is talking about.
I mean, we're definitely going down the iceberg here. This is the shit.
We're deep underwater now, Gil.
Yep.
Do you have your diver's gear on? You have your diving gear on?
I do have my diving gear on. Yeah, a lot of these are like, it feels like somebody trying to point out some like crazy significance, and then it's just like, dude, you're soy wojacking so hard right now. So I don't know. Maybe there's some five heads out there who. I'm sorry, guys. A lot of my
nothing wrong with it. You're bringing the energy.
Twitch streamer languages. I'm bringing over the Twitch audience. Okay.
Oh,
maybe there's a five head, some genius who knows what the hell this could be.
Maybe,
referencing.
I don't remember.
Comment if you are, because obviously I'm too stupid to understand. But
make yourselves known.
Let's keep moving.
Let's dive.
Ro Dynasty Eugenism.
A
lot of there's a lot of words that I'm gray on
So-
here that I'm like, oh, what does that mean again?
Huigoro
Eugenism-
is from chapter 381. My apologies.
Eugenism is
Like a race purity thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if we purify this race in a certain way, it's gonna like help us fix like the poor qualities of said race, which is
I mean,
Yeah.
this makes sense.
pretty brutal.
This makes sense to me.
For their
dynasty,
dynasty
right?
in Hana. Yeah, you need to specify Gil. Like you, it doesn't make sense for you in real life. It makes sense for like the people in the story to believe this.
What do you mean?
I mean, if we take the if we take the last mission into account, if it had any sort of basis, and I hate that I'm using this as a reference, cultural or like legitimate racial genocide is a thing in the series,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
right? So I mean, it's not this. The series is not completely unfamiliar to genocide. So
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely possible that as like a monarch that you might have these thoughts. Now, if we're going to take into
No,
account
I think
that
it's 100% applicable. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
to the way the prince system works. Like, this is basically them going, okay, this is like a particular interesting way of like sorting our eugenics out. But you know,
Right.
it's kind of the system that they have right now. You know, the princes fight it out, and the best one is the winner, and
Yeah,
that
the
one
strong-
continues the bloodline.
the strong will prey on the weak.
It's
the
not
survival
our-
of the fittest, in a sense.
Yeah, it's not a
Darwinism.
100% match because eugenism seems to be a much more like extreme system where they really want to like keep things pure. This seems more of like just a survival of the fittest thing where
Yeah, it's more Darwinism.
I guess the strongest is going to turn out on top. More Darwinism, yeah, for sure. I would say it's more Darwinism than eugenism.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I guess that kind of sorts out my thoughts on this.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
me it just makes me remember that tribe thing. Like, wasn't there like a panel about like how they used to do the succession wars in their own like homeland, or like in the Kaking Empire, and how it evolved from there? Or maybe I'm just remembering my own stuff, but this makes me think of
I
that.
don't remember that.
I don't remember that, but
No?
it might be
Okay.
because if we take that, let's just take that idea, right? If let's say there was just the same, let's just say like the last succession war with like Nasubi was with 14 princes in total, right? If that was in the homeland, would that mean that the Kakin Empire would split 14 different ways, and then
Yeah.
it would just be conquer?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be somewhat how do I phrase this lightly, damaging to the country?
Probably so, yeah.
Right? Think of all the civilians that would
Yeah,
be
it's
caught on the
unfunctional.
crossfire.
But then
Right.
that's
Don't
where
forget the-
eugenism comes in. I think there could be some really
The
fucked
millions
up
of
things.
Jenny and infrastructure damage and such.
Like only a pure race could survive in that country or something.
Yeah.
Some really nice fucked up thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't
I don't
put
see
it
this
about
episode getting-
Togashi, you know.
Right. I mean,
I wouldn't
It's-
put
you-
it past him.
But
yeah, no, I think Togashi would write about eugenism. My apologies.
I think you would too. Anyway, let's keep it rolling because we're 45 minutes in and we're like just at like the start of this.
Yeah.
So
this is
I
gonna be
wanna-
the
I wanna,
longest
like,
episode,
roll
let's
so
start
strap in.
rolling, yeah.
All right. V5 forbidden and in italics existence. V5 forbidden existence.
Okay, so V5 is actually not the current alliance. It's V6 now.
Actually, it.
Actually, it's actually still V5. No, I checked. I'm pretty sure it's V6. But yeah, but same idea though, right? So if it's a forbidden existence, what would make it forbidden? Cultural differences, perhaps. Like maybe there's like a treaty sometime in the universe's history where, something, I don't know. I'm just bullshitting right now.
I'm very
but
lost on this one.
Yeah, I mean, a forbidden existence. That means that the countries of should never have gotten together, right? That would imply the United States of Saherta, the Kakin Empire, the Kukan Yu Kingdom, the Federation of Ochima. Shit. What are the other two? What's the other two I'm forgetting? Why am I forgetting this? My mind's going blank.
Wow.
So this is, to put it shortly, this is kind of just like a hunter politics kind of meme.
Yeah,
like,
the Begaros Union and the Minbo Republic. My apologies. Yeah, I don't see how that would foster something to be forbidden. But more importantly, who would be forbidding that kind of alliance existence? Do you think it might be like foreign forces from the Dark Continent?
Not sure. Like that's an interesting idea, honestly. It could. I think you probably had a better idea of what this was trying to say. My immediate thought was, maybe Aluka would be forbidden, from existing within like the human world by the V5 because their goal is to protect. Well, I don't know if their goal is to protect humanity from the Dark Continent.
V5 V5 and V6 were created to try to help explore the Dark Continent. They banded together to try to set up the exploration.
But yeah, that was my immediate thought. Was maybe if people knew that Aluka existed, they would do their best to kind of stop her from existing, or like remove her from the public, or you know.
The public doesn't really know about I mean, I guess in the most latest arc, some civilians do know about the Dark Continent, but they don't really have any true information about it, unlike these governments and the Hunter Association.
Yeah.
But I personally think it's that. I think, you know how that that barrier island, that group of people that live, like the Dark Continent-esque beings live on that island between the Dark Continent and the human world. How they basically they agreed with humans, you guys are not allowed to cross, right? Like the border patrol. Maybe
do they live on the island, or are they just like at the gate, like which is beyond the island?
I think they're. Yeah, I actually think you're right. They're beyond the gate because the island is where the Black Whale's gonna be dropping off all the civilians.
Yeah.
So fair.
Anyway, we're getting caught in the weeds here. Let's just keep moving. Commenters on any of these topics that were kind of just like, yeah, I have no idea what this could be. I looked it up, that nothing came up online, so I'm just ready to move on. If you guys know what this is referencing, then comment it.
It doesn't even tickle my brain.
Next up, we have. Yeah, it's bouncing right off my smooth surface.
Yes.
All right. Eye weakness. So, Nanika weakness.
So is this implying like how I can't grant wishes to themselves, perhaps?
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
Because it was stated that Nanika cannot grant wishes to herself. And by extension, Aluka cannot ask Nanika for a wish, I'm pretty sure. So
I don't think that's necessarily a weakness. I would more so look for like some kind of flaw that you could exploit in her wish-making system.
Let's say,
or maybe yeah, I'm very tired. My brain is very smooth, and I think the combination of the two is not allowing me to kind of explore.
Isn't it like just like in the afternoon for you?
So
yeah, it is.
My idea is
dead by the afternoon.
This like they need to, because they can make anything happen, but they always need to compensate. So it's a matter of energy compensation. So that's their weakness, right?
Like there, it.
Mm.
If we think about it in like terms of Nen, right? Maybe like, let's say if we take the example of the Zoldyck butler who asked for a million Jenny, right? Let's say that it could be granted, but it goes back to the condition must be met of Nanika asking for three things. Let's say 3 body parts, or like
Yeah.
a pat, a hug, and
Yeah.
another pat. Like that's just it solves for the condition, and the more extreme the wish, the more extreme the condition. That's how
Yeah.
I works.
Yeah, exactly.
From what we've seen so far, so it could just relate to the idea of the fulfillment of the condition. Because if you were just able to ask for anything whenever you want with no repercussions,
I think that could be also just Nanika specific. You know, if we're talking about Nen, if it's Nen, then
I'm assuming that
those conditions
Nanika
could be
as an
something that she like created on their own. You know, like well, those are my thoughts anyway. So
I was just thinking,
Maybe.
based on how Nanika works, that all I works like that. I'm just assuming, obviously, because they could have like their own personality differences.
yeah,
That may be wrong.
yeah, that's
But
what
I
I'm
am just
getting
going
at.
with
Yeah,
the assumption. So,
yeah,
of course, because we haven't really met any other I, so we can't base it off it. We only can base it off Nanika,
yep,
right? So it's easier for theorizing, and it's easier to theorize if we assume I is like Nanika. But obviously, guaranteed, like how you said, they might not be the same.
Yeah.
So we should just keep that in mind.
for sure.
I don't really have
I'm ready
anything
to
else
move
to
on
say.
from this one. Yeah, me neither. Okay. Nen made AI, not AI. With in brackets regulated.
Regulated.
Where
Right. So
regulated
AI,
is
like
referring
artificial intelligence. Where are all my hacker hunters at?
Yeah.
Honestly, a sick idea. I don't know why this is on the iceberg though.
I like it.
Perhaps
Yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
regulated. But then again, if the story right now is taking place in 2000 to 2001, right? It's not like technology. Most likely, their technology is like that of 2021.
isn't Greed Island
Computers
that?
were a lot, much more different back then, in a sense. Much, much simpler.
Yeah, I guess, but it could be also in another form. I mean, you could like theoretically make these like NEN electric connections and make like transistors and stuff, and then build like an AI from those. If you can just imagine it, if you can imagine it, I
Yeah.
guess you can also translate into NEN. But I think that's maybe how Grid Island works. It operates the systems and whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
NEN
thought
programming.
anyway.
Yeah, like Greed Island is a system, like a game operated by Nen, and then I think this is just saying that you could do the same for AI.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool idea, but there's not really much to explore here. If maybe there's an instance of this in the show that I'm completely missing, but
Oh,
I don't think
I
there
could
is.
have many ideas about this, but I'll leave it for other episodes.
Okay, yeah, we can put it on the topics list.
Yeah.
Yeah, write that down. Write that down.
Now write that down. Let's move on. Hunter x Hunter Industrial Revolution, in brackets the human theory or human theory. So I'm
Obviously,
guessing,
something like the Industrial Revolution did happen in the Hunter universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's really uninteresting though. So what I'm leaning towards is maybe this is like a Nen based revolution where like most of humanity knows about Nen and can use it, and then there's a revolution in technology because of the usage of Nen within society.
Interesting.
Which would be pretty cool. But I don't know if there's like story beats that are kind of pointing towards this kind of possibility. I don't really know why this is on the iceberg. A lot of this kind of just feels like, I don't know, like what if, but it's not really pointing to anything solid in the series. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say on that. What about you guys?
Same, really. Let's keep diving.
We should just move on.
Yeah, let's keep going then. Shoot lost on purpose.
Not sure I agree, but interesting theory there.
I know why they say this. I know exactly why they say this, but I don't think it's true. It's because right before he loses consciousness, and falls off his little hand flying thing. He's like saying to himself, "I can still fight. I can still like fly higher or whatever."
Okay, yeah.
Which I think he wanted to keep fighting, but his body just like gave in, and I think it's more so like referring to the fact that like maybe he has more potential as like a character. Like I'm only just like beginning to see like my true potential, and it's like it was like a really awesome moment where a character's kind of being freed from their negative view of their self, and you know, like seeing the world open up before them.
All right, yeah.
Like, this is just the beginning for me. Like I can still, you know, I'm a fighter now. I think it was more like a narrative thing and not like a literally he was saying that he can still fight, but he fell. Like what does this mean?
He's betraying the humans.
Is he faking it?
Yo, we got a faker on our hands. You've got a phony on the loose.
Yeah,
that's my view on that.
Yeah,
definitely
I guess where you get it from, yeah, or where someone could get it from, and it's dubious at best, but or what if like he started, you know, enlightening and transcending into Nen after death or whatever, and he knew he could do it or whatever, you know, it could go into this direction.
Maybe.
I've got nothing else to say.
I'm ready to move on.
Sorry?
I've got nothing else to say on the subject.
Yeah, let's move.
Okay. What this is. Gorain U, like with like a special U character.
Okay, so first thing that pops into my mind with this, I see that kind of U being used a lot in German. So maybe German dubbed Gorenu.
Maybe. My thought was maybe it's some like weird fanfic or something.
Oh, that's also the Lost Gorenu chapters.
Those Gorenu fanfics.
Oh no.
Gil sounds like he knows.
Gil, are you experienced with this?
Experiencing what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
don't know what you're speaking of.
I have never ever even seen a panel of anything, so I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Thank you for your confirmation. Go, we needed that. Thank you.
All right. Well, my thoughts on this: Gorenu is a notorious Hunter x Hunter meme.
Yep.
This is probably just a meme, so I'm gonna put my meme vote in here
You
to move on.
you gotta love Gorenu. Gorenu.
Oh
I
yeah, he's
don't love
awesome.
Garunu though. I don't. What if I don't love him, Gil?
So what?
Well, you're kicked off the podcast.
Oh shit! All right,
Raised
sick.
eyebrow
All right.
emoji.
Well, it was a great time. It was
Fade
fun
out.
making these. All right,
Okay.
I think we should just move on.
Let's just keep it rolling. Yeah. Wing is the Battle Olympia champion, which kind of a fun theory. I like this one.
Fun. I don't really know Wayne's true power though.
He's just hiding
Could be.
it,
I mean,
man.
he was trained. He was trained by Bisky, so he's definitely well trained.
Yep.
And the only Battle Olympia fighters that we know are from the non-canon The Last Mission, where Zushi of all people was a floor master. But that would assume that Wing was a floor master and won, so he is one of the best floor masters.
So riddle me this: why isn't he living in one of the top floors? Because they have residency.
Yes, exactly.
There is a very obvious answer to this, but another question I'm willing to put forward for this is where's the fame that you get from being a champion? Like, wouldn't he be famous in like the circle of people enjoying the Heavens Arena? Like, wouldn't we have seen like fans be like, "Oh, that's Wing," you know? It just seems like he was like a regular dude. Yeah, it feels like it'd be like, wait, what if it was like revealed that Wing was a champion? Although it would be fine. I'd be fine with it, but right now I would say probably not. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, yeah, why not? I I don't really have. It doesn't really bring any thoughts to my mind, but only other than that, yeah, it's possible that he could be like the champion and he's just hiding everything.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't think it's true. But it's a fun one. It's a
It's a
cute
fun
one.
one.
I'm willing to move on if you guys are.
Absolutely.
All right, we're getting real dank here. Aunt Mido is a Kurta.
Oof. No.
I think we should just move on. I think it's
Yeah,
I
I'm putting in the meme card.
I don't particularly want to discuss this. I've had this conversation a few times with some people, and
Oh no.
they do not like what I had to hear. So I think it would be best for all three of us if we just move on.
Okay.
Would be best for everyone if
1999.
we just put it under the carpet.
Yeah, maybe it would be best. I'll let the commenters comment on that one. That one's for you. I'll throw that one to the wolves.
Oh, no.
1999 color code.
So just like the color palette.
Maybe this is referring to that. I would guess it might be something to do with the Nen being different colors in the 1999 version. Some Nen users would have very distinct Nen aura colors. It could be an even deeper theory than that, like certain colors being used for like very particular meanings, like that does happen a lot in series, like art designers have fun with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just not familiar with 1999. I tried to watch it after watching 2011, and it just felt too bloated. So I put it on the back burners.
There's a lot of filler content that isn't canon. I see people saying that they enjoy 1999, which I can understand, but it definitely strays away more from the manga. So there's a lot of unnecessary filler, but I enjoy it regardless. There are some things which there are scenes that are better in the 99 than 2011 for sure. But overall, I think 2011 is personally better.
Including the color mode, I guess, or the color code.
Yeah, maybe this is like referencing like the crazy conversations about like which is better, 1999 or 2011. Although why wouldn't they just say that?
Maybe.
Yeah. So wait, Gil, are you a 1999 or 2011? Which one do you prefer?
2011, man.
Okay.
It's the first one I watched, and yeah, it's the first one that stayed best in my mind. I mean, it's the 1999 is technically better. Like there's more frames, like in some parts, and it really has a particular vibe. But well, it's personal opinion, right? But like I think I just like 2011 better.
I've seen the scenes that you're talking about, and I think 1999 definitely like just blows 2011 out of the water with like the quality of some of those scenes.
Yeah.
But my preference is just like
for sure
the strict. I can't think of the word. Anyway. It's so it follows the manga. Strictly is what
the
I'm
manga.
trying to say.
The manga.
Wow,
Read the manga, the guys.
Yeah. Wow, my brain was not working there. Not enough neurons firing. Anyway, yeah, I'm ready to move on. Geez, it's been an hour and we're only halfway through the Transcendency tier.
Well, it looks like we're going for another hour, guys. Let's go.
Get some coffee in the system.
I have a drink beside me right now, so that's fine.
Oh, wow, it just gets danker and danker. Meruem is Pito's puppet.
So...
Holy moly.
There's a few things wrong with this theory.
Well...
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah, just a few.
They are really attached to Meruem. That's for sure.
Yeah, Pito's definitely. But then again, it's in their genetics.
Yeah,
it's just
it
how
is.
ants are. So you can't just put that on personality. That's literally how chimera ants are coded.
Well, yeah, but one thing that would kind of break this is that the decisions that Meruem made throughout the invasion wouldn't really make sense from a Royal Guard's perspective. Yeah. They would never allow him to do that. So if Pito was controlling Meruem as a puppet, they would never have like let him do the things he was doing, right?
Yeah.
In that,
right. Pito would have never allowed Meruem to just sit down and try to talk things out rationally with Netero. Pito would never allow Meruem to find Komugi and play Gungi with her. Pito would never allow Meruem to just be. No, I completely agree, Gil. I don't really see this just happening unless there's like undoubtable evidence, unbelievable evidence to say it, and even then, I would doubt it.
This is the most soy Wojak thing I've seen on this entire list. Pito's puppets were disabled when she died. Like a character said that verbatim, I'm pretty sure. Like, all of the puppets just stopped working, like right after Gon killed her, like in one of the episodes following that.
Does that mean that all of the
but Ned after death, bro? Ned after death, bro.
Yeah, no. Pito's post-mortem Nen was in Tespacora. So
yeah,
I don't think the postmortem Nan really had anything to do with the other puppets, but just only with Tespacora.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should just move on. This is just another ridiculous theory on this forbidden.
I got nothing
tier.
more to add, really.
Yeah, that was really five-head, a bit too five-head for me. So, now we're getting real dank. Like, I don't even know if this is like a full sentence, if this is like even written correctly. Gadashan Mai. What?
What does that even
Things
mean?
dank.
What is that?
I'm
looking it up
right now. Gadashan Mai. The first thing that pops up is something that is Spanish for my cat ate.
No. It's not Spanish. I can tell you that.
I don't know. I know you're fluent in Spanish, but that's like the first thing, like something that pops up. And
Okay.
It looks like Spanish, but it isn't Spanish.
No, it's not Spanish.
Yeah, but I'm just getting a bunch of weird stuff, like a weird website called 612366079.zwart dash mandarin
Don't click that.
No, I'm not. I don't want my Nigerian prince is trying to contact me. But everything else is like Facebook, weird translations to some like random Chinese thing.
It's even too
Weird
dark
shit.
for Google.
The only result I'm getting is Gadashan, a yoga story, and it's linking to some 2010 like forum, maybe, telling stories yoga in the dragon's den. So maybe this is some kind of like weird chakra energy, like Nen in real life shit again.
Oh, could be.
I don't know.
About that thread.
Could
That
be.
thread is just.
For any
that one's a
brave
gold mine.
commenters, feel free to click on some weird links. I'm not going to though.
We'll sacrifice our
enjoy
viewers
yourselves.
first.
Yeah, I'm flipping my card over and revealing that it's a meme skip.
Meme skip, indeed.
I'm skipping.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
you should just draw like a whole new type of Uno card that says meme skip.
Yeah. And it plays a little sound when I do it, and I put it on a soundboard or something. Anyway, level E madness.
I didn't know we were talking about level E now, and I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Could it be saying like Hunter x Hunter has the same type of madness that's seen in level E?
I only
Wait,
saw,
didn't we
like,
all
the
say
first
that we?
couple episodes of it, so I'm not really familiar.
Yeah, I thought we all said last episode that we
We're-
haven't really read level E.
Yeah, we're not qualified for this one.
Yeah,
so
I think we
let's
should just
move on.
skip. Not even that meme skip. Just we don't
Nope.
know anything about level E.
It's just
so
normal
we're not
skip.
qualified to talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, go find the level E podcast.
Level E skip.
Level E podcast. Maybe that's our next venture. The stars look back. I love how eerie that is, but what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like a book title,
It does.
like the italicism of it.
Yeah, there are stars in the Hunter x Hunter universe, right? I think.
Huh. Well, when I look up the stars look back,
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter HxH. The first thing that comes up is a Jing quote. That's which I can't see in front of me right now. It's the "you should enjoy the little detours" quote. But that's just like a Reddit comment or like a Reddit post. But that's it. The next thing that
Okay.
pops up is like the Hunter license, going freaks, etc. But if I take out Hunter x Hunter from the search, there's something like from Forbes and like the Sky. So nothing really.
This is really interesting. I
It's a
don't. I
very
don't.
evocative phrase.
My
I love
brain
how it's
isn't
written,
able
but
to process anything out of this, to be honest.
is that is this okay? Maybe it's not talking about like stars like in the night sky. Maybe it's talking about like the voice actors and they're looking back on like their experience creating Hunter x
Oh,
Hunter or something like that.
okay.
Maybe it's like a really hidden interview or something that's really hard to
Okay, yeah.
find.
Could be.
Um,
Yeah, that's really, really
That's
meta.
actually not a bad idea.
Or like really.
Hunter x Hunter voice actor interview. But now that you mention it, maybe it's like an interview, but maybe it relating to that. Maybe it's an interview relating to Leorio's Japanese voice actor, like an interview with him, because as we all know, he tragically passed away a few years ago.
oh, it's so sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace. We all love you, Leorio.
We do. I'm ready to move on from this one.
Yep.
Yeah, it suddenly got very sad.
All right, this next one, this might have like subconsciously inspired something me and Jing were working on for a while. We're working on like a fan comic idea for a story within the Hunter x Hunter universe, and it's Hunter x Hunter snuff movies.
I remember you guys mentioning that. I remember you guys working on that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Still
we haven't
planning
worked on that in
on.
a while, but yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think of this? Like, any immediate thoughts?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't really have anything to say. I'm going to be honest.
Maybe it's the tape Crollo is running with.
Oh yeah, I did get a comment. We did get a comment about the about that supposed tape. So someone did tell us about what the tape is for.
Okay.
What do they say?
Let me pull it up right now. It's on this episode. Oh yeah, so it was actually said by Ryan at 431. Let's see. Actually, no, never mind. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, this one right here. By the Blue Key Left. The Krollo's videotape is a reference to Yu Yu Hakusho, though. He is based on Shinobi Sensui, or however you pronounce it.
Okay, interesting.
So he's based
very
off a Yu Yu
possible.
Hakusho character.
I think that's very possible because I think it's pretty common that Togashi kind of likes to repurpose some of his character ideas just in like different ways. I think that's what he's done with a bunch of stuff. So I wouldn't put it past him to do that. I'm just not familiar enough with Yu Yu Hakusho to say for certain though.
Right, I agree.
But yeah, nothing really comes to mind for this one.
No.
I'd be happy to move on.
I'm ready to move on, man.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting dark turn. Kishimoto suicide.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm kind of against talking about this one. This one seems like a bit of a weird topic. If you guys have any thoughts, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Isn't
dark.
he the creator of Naruto?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
I didn't know that he killed himself.
No.
He didn't.
Oh wait, what?
He's alive and well, but this.
Why is it like saying like suicide? Then is it like talking like a suicide attempt?
I don't know. I have no idea. But
Why is it in the Hunter Iceberg? Like what the hell is this doing?
what?
So
Yeah, what
I
is
got-
doing here?
Okay, so I've got a thread here that says, that's talking about Kishimoto copied Kurapika, like with Sasuke and such. That's the
Yeah.
first thing that pops up. Then there's things like Togashi and Kishimoto interview. Actually, there's an interview between these two.
Yeah, those are the most prominent ones. But
It's
don't know
known
what
that
this is doing
Kishimoto
here,
definitely
or
does take
why
these.
even like mention suicide at all. Like, I think
Right. I
it's bad.
I don't really know where this is coming from, to be honest.
Me neither.
I'm
Think we could move
not.
on.
Yeah, I think we should just move on. I don't know anything about this sin, concerning the topic of suicide and such surrounding a real person.
Yeah.
I think it would just be best if we moved on.
Yep.
Yeah, it seemed maybe like a weird rumor or something. Let's just keep going. Okay. The Great Logical Scheme. What could this be referring to?
In what context? I
Yeah,
guess
there's
it's the
many great
question.
schemes going on in Hunter.
Okay, it's a great logical scheme. Well, I guess, yeah, it's logically structured, the story.
The first
Who else could this be referring to but
Crollo.
that one prince
Um.
and his Sail and his incredible
Oh,
force
oh no.
plan
Oh.
to change
Oh yeah,
the
that.
success
But
in
his
war.
his Nen Beast was destroyed though, and he's dead. But then again, how is
His
that?
plan is still in motion.
What is
Never
his name
forget.
again?
The great logical scheme. When I think of that, I think of Crollo. Crollo, or maybe Nasubi, maybe like Beyond, maybe
Raihan, yeah,
someone
Rihan,
from
yeah.
like a higher
There
up
you
of
go.
the Hunter Association. Pariston. I don't really have anything.
It's
Just
true that they
because
are
there's so many
very...
schemes and shenanigans going on in the series by so many different
Yeah, there
parties
is...
that
They're really...
because all of them have to be logical in a sense.
All of the characters have these kind of schemes, and like they're super logical, and yeah, maybe that's
Jing.
what it's
Maybe it's Jing.
pointing towards. Yeah, but
It
yeah,
could also
Maybe
like
it's pointing towards like the huge web of like crazy character interactions and logical scheming in the Succession War, and it's like
yeah,
maybe referencing like such a huge undertaking for Togashi to go on.
yeah.
right.
Writing like this huge web of characters. Maybe it's something
crazy.
about that.
Yeah,
I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything on Google. So
it is
yeah, pretty
crazy.
dank.
Dang. Oh my god. Welcome back to Dank Continent.
Oh yeah, we're really there right now. These are becoming like so dank. I'm just having trouble like even knowing what the hell they could be talking about. Killua double identity.
Now, is this referring to... So, there's a few things that pop into mind. How he acts between Gon, how he interacts between the other Zoldyck family members, how he interacts with Alika and Nanika, how he interacts with anyone outside of those perimeters. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think maybe somebody's combed through Hunter x Hunter and looked at all of Killua's interactions with different characters in the story, and maybe there's some kind of some kind of weird thing going on where he's acting differently with Gon and Aluka, and then like with different characters. And like I don't know what like this could possibly be pointing towards though. Like it would imply that Killua has some kind of grand plan, and he's manipulating like Gon or like the people around him for some specific goal.
Right.
Or maybe it's just saying like he's got bipolar or something, or
Right, but
multi-personality disorder, and you know like it.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't seem to be the case.
okay, but
At least
what
it
makes
wasn't like leaned into in his characterization.
what makes me think is this, right? Koga, do you like someone? Do you just like a person? Do you enjoy being around a person?
No.
You don't like being around anybody? Antisocial here, society and Comic Sans, but no. I'm just going to assume that you do enjoy being around someone, somewhere. You
Yeah,
don't
of
need to be
course.
specific, but
Yeah.
and then of course there's someone that you dislike being around, someone that you just don't agree with, you just don't like, right?
Mhm.
Of course, you would treat those two people differently. So saying that you have two different identities for treating two people differently is a bit ridiculous. No one treats everyone the exact same. And if you do, you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
But
Um,
there is this thing about when you're when you're with people you want to be with, and you're just kind of being another version of yourself. I think that's what.
But then again, you're just a different version of yourself around whoever. I think that's just a real possibility. I don't know if that really that could qualify for a quote unquote double identity. But then again, that's what a lot of people do anyway. So
yeah,
if it's
pretty normal.
that,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, in
Yeah,
that circumstance, that's correct. He would have a quote unquote double identity.
Yeah.
this seems like way more like Mimi though. Like, oh my gosh, there's this grand like thing about like Killua. Like, there's this crazy character quirk that nobody's seeing, and he's got like this huge double identity crisis. And it's like, dude, no.
That's Crollo.
I don't think it's even Crollo.
Crollo has an identity
He's got an
crisis.
identity crisis. He doesn't have a. He doesn't have a double identity
Yep,
crisis.
that's his problem. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck Crollo.
Yeah, this seems a bit. My soy Wojak alarm is going off. So anyway, let's keep it rolling.
Here's one of my favorite theories.
Yeah, this one just made me laugh. Tagashi was trained by the CIA. Based. Hello.
Yeah, this is.
I looked up truth in the dictionary, and this was written there.
Based, but yes, this is completely 100% true. If you say otherwise, there will be a suicide note saying in 2 days saying that you accidentally shot yourself in the head 3 times. So I think this is just completely true.
Yeah, I also think it's completely true, and we should just like keep it rolling.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite theories.
I mean,
just look at the amount of characters with suits in his manga. He's got to be CIA, right?
Yeah, but just, you know what? Pause the meme though. Who?
Well, does that mean
Who?
they have
Who
the
came up with this
unreleased
theory?
chapters in the CIA?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the CIA's.
Joe Biden has them.
Joe Biden has them.
Joe
I could-
Biden.
Well, now we know where they are.
Yeah, they're in the Department of Defense. They're in that building.
Maybe
The
those guys
Department of
sieging the Capitol
Justice.
were all Hunter fans, and they were trying to get the new Hunter chapters.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, should I make a joke about that? I think that might be
no,
best to.
if you're asking yourself if you should make the joke, you should.
Yeah, considering recent political things, that's a dangerous venture to go on. But,
Monka S. All right, should we move on to even more Monka S?
Let's do it.
Oh my god, this next theory. Oh Jesus.
Shueisha and Epstein links.
Oh fuck.
Holy shit.
Dude, I didn't know Shueisha was involved with Epstein.
This just keeps getting danker. I'm enjoying this though.
Yeah, this is interesting.
All right.
So, is there any actual evidence to suggest that Shueisha was involved with Epstein's quote unquote business? Jesus. We got Togashi was trained by the CIA, next following Shueisha and Epstein links. This is
probably just some
based.
forum meme.
Yeah,
like I think the way this Iceberg was created is it was passed around on a forum where people would just download the image and then add to it, and it eventually was filled out, and it's kind of what we have here.
Yeah, we even added a few
and
of our own, so
yeah, we partook in this. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these are just like becoming like really dumb forum memes like a bunch of guys on a forum who like joked about
Nah.
Shueisha Epstein links, and then it ended up on here.
Yeah, it's probably on
I'm
Tumblr.
gonna call meme here, and it's
Yeah, but
probably on. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Real question though, did Epstein kill himself?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, guys. We don't want to be canceled or anything, so of course we have to be very,
Yeah, of
very,
course.
very logical about it. Anyway, I think we should just move on.
Yeah. Speaking of Epstein's assassination, S plus bounties in the Hunter universe.
Nothing has reached an
Oh.
S plus before. The only thing that's
that
reached
true?
anything. No, yeah, the highest it goes is to, I'm pretty sure, an A plus or an S.
Yeah, that was the Chimera ants, right?
Chimera ants were originally a rank B, but when Merrim was born in the Chimera Royal Guards and Merrim learned then they went into an A rank.
Right, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
I is
is
an
there
A plus.
precedent for S rank?
So the Shovel Calamities that are an S rank.
Wasn't the
Okay,
trip to
interesting.
the Dark Continent an S also?
Yeah, it should be an like S bounty, like a S difficulty.
Yeah.
I
But-
is like an A plus. Hellbell, Zobe, and Pap are S. I'm pretty sure, and Brion is probably an A plus. There's no S plus bounties though. If this is referencing like a blacklist hunter, the Phantom Troop is an A rank bounty, so they're not even an S plus.
Okay, yeah.
I
So,
guess
I
this
would know.
could exist.
It definitely
I think
could
it's
exist,
just-
but
I
We
think this
haven't-
one's just evoking the imagination.
guys,
Mm.
4-star hunters, S plus
What?
bounties.
Yeah.
Yo.
Podcast hunters take on S plus bounties. The S plus bounty is the fucking Hunter Iceberg.
Bro, the S plus bounty is D's nuts, all right? Let's keep going.
D's nuts. Stop.
Yeah.
Twitch streamer, can I ask you a
Neketsu
question?
Paradox. Sure, ask away.
What are your thoughts on the Nekutsu paradox confirmed?
What is it?
So,
that's my
this
thought.
sounds
What is
like-
it?
This sounds like it's some kind of fan theory, and then it was confirmed to be true or something, and it's just like, whoa, this is like this crazy.
Oh
thing
yeah,
that happened.
okay. Neketsu. What
First
is
thing that comes up
Neketsu,
is
though?
this. So the first thing that pops up when I look that up is a Reddit post that says this in the
Same.
titles: "A weird Hunter paradox I thought of. This may or may not be an actual paradox according to you, but it's a cool thought I had. Imagine if every person in the universe of Hunter x Hunter becomes a member of the Phantom Troop except for Kurapika. Now, what would happen to Kurapika's chain jail ability? Would it weaken because the restriction of it is non-existent as he has no risk of dying by using it? Or would it stay the same because it still follows the initial rules? What do you think?"
That's a fun thought experiment, and I think it would become weaker because the significance of the Phantom Troop would be weakened. Like
Correct.
it's significant in Kurapika's mind. So
Yeah.
that's what would happen.
A lot of people
yeah,
actually.
I'm
I
not
just
seeing
looked at the comments.
anything.
A lot of people in the comments
about
actually were
this.
saying that it shouldn't weaken. But then again, if you want to check out the post for yourself, viewers, it's just look up Nekutsu paradox. It'll be like the first post. And if you are on Reddit, just look up a user by called some guy 464636. It's from 4 years ago. So you already know it's a good Reddit thread. It's from a few years ago. Remember, guys, we don't do plagiarism here. We credit our sources.
So okay, this is interesting. There's a Wikipedia page, and it's only in French apparently.
We
but
need to-
it mentions Weekly Shonen Jump, a bunch of mangaka. I think it might. I think it mentioned Hunter x Hunter in here. But it means hot blood apparently. Maybe that might be a weird Google Translate thing.
I don't know what the Neketsu paradox is. So unless it's the chain jail theory, then I think we should just move on.
Yeah.
My guess would be okay. So I think this is saying it's like some kind of archetype that's appeared in a lot of mangaka's work, where they create stories that follow the hero's journey, but then the paradox part of that might be like the journey like never gets completed because the series are like go on forever or something. So it's created some like weird paradox where it's like, okay, they're following the hero's journey, but the hero's journey is never being completed in these stories that follow that hero's journey archetype.
That's
It
interesting.
might be something like that. Which, yeah, I think it'd make sense and it would be interesting.
Right. However, we haven't actually really ran into that much, because let's take Gon for example. He completed his goal of finding and talking with Jing, but now he's really just he's much more in the background now. His adventure, quote unquote, is complete. All the others are still having their stories told, like they're still pursuing whatever. And Togashi doesn't seem like the type of writer / illustrator who would have a series go on forever. He just would be like, I can't do this shit I can't take this shit anymore. Just finish it, or just go on an infinite long hiatus.
Togashi is a breaking point kind of guy, and I completely relate to that. Anyway, yeah, I'm ready to move on. The next one is also an interesting, evocative thing, but I don't think it has any precedence in the series. Nen Church. So I guess a church based on like worshipping Nen, or maybe a Nen user disguising themselves as like a holy figure. You know, like the theory Jesus is a Nen user, and maybe Jesus was just like somebody with Nen who was deceiving like normies or whatever.
He put up the Nen church.
I'm thinking it maybe along those lines. What do you guys think?
This is I don't even know, man.
Okay. So that reminds me of something, right? You know how Netero thanked whoever for the art for martial arts, right? And how he did those 10,000 praying punches a day, right? Maybe that's like a full-on religious movement, and thus there's a church. But then again, I don't know if church would be the correct term for like. We should probably change it to like Nen place of worship if we're going to take it into like a religious context.
Nen
because
Scientology.
It was clearly
Nen Scientology sect. That would be
it was
better.
clearly shown that Netero took inspiration from, I think it was Buddhism, right? There's the Guanavit Bodhisattva, the artistic representation of him reaching nirvana, how he lived his life, like how he viewed life was like a mixture of Buddhism and Taoism. So I think that because remember, he also ran a martial arts school, so that taught Nen before he became chairman. So it could be that could be a quote unquote Nen church. Like it could just be another term for a martial arts school that practices Nen.
It could be something like a system that would allow a Nen ability to like become like crazy powerful, like having like a kind of like a church-like system to power ability, like believers all offering themselves to this one cause or like to this Nen ability.
Oh yeah, kind of like Hulkenberg,
something
right?
along those lines.
Yeah, that's Hulkenberg's
Yeah,
ability.
almost like Hulkenberg.
Yeah,
but like to the next level where it's like
to a
religious extent.
Kind of like how D&D deities work. I think their power is
pretty much.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's a super cool idea. I love it.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it.
Next one.
Let's move on.
Ooh, maybe Nasubi with his big machine is trying to create a god for people to worship, and then like they
No.
use that worship to power it.
Jeez.
Put that one on the iceberg. All right. Jenny inflation. Don't look that one up because you're just gonna get Pokemon.
Oh,
Jenny.
thanks. You seem quite experienced with that terminology on your search history, Koga. You would know.
Hey, listen. I'm just intelligent and can predict what exactly what's going to happen.
Of course. But
so
I think I have actually. If we based Jenny off
Looked
of
it up? You've
Japanese
looked that up?
yen. No, I've not looked up Jenny inflation. I don't know who Jenny is. I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter
Who's
currency.
that Jenny?
All right, get your head out of the gutter. But no, I looked up Jenny inflation Hunter x Hunter, like the currency. I have to specify that now, you bastard. If let's say Jenny and yen, Japanese yen, were 1-to-1 in 1998, I mean it is known that Japanese yen is definitely not worth as much as the U.S. dollar, or is it? And it's definitely not as worth as much as the euro. So,
well, yeah,
I
it's
could
like
definitely
1,000 yen is like $10 or something.
Yeah.
right. If we,
What's the
here, let me look this
inflation
up.
rate of yen being?
If I look up Japanese yen to USD in 1998, because that's when the series started. In 1998,
You
average.
change your
You
voice.
put the
Change it
robot
back.
voice on.
Oh shit! Sorry. It's a hotkey. What it is that it rose and dropped between 120 to 145 ish Japanese yen to a dollar. So it definitely went up and down and such. But if we took a look at the yen compared to the US dollar over time, yen to US dollar.
I think it's been like
1 Japanese yen is quite literally 1 cent. So if it's basically 100, or if I should need to specify, my apologies. 1 Japanese yen is 0.0091 US dollars. So we can round that to approximately 1 cent, 9/10 of a cent.
Yeah, I'm not super knowledgeable on.
I'm looking at the
economies or,
graph.
like, the history or anything.
I'm looking at the Japanese yen right now, like the graph. Starting in 1996, it kind of went up and down, up basically between the years of 2000 and like late 2006 to like February 2012. Yen would just continue to skyrocket, but then it's been going back down to more of a steady rate of near 0.01 conversion rate. So if we're basing it off of
the yen.
If we're basing Jenny off of yen, then there's definitely inflation.
Yep.
And even in the series,
think-
you can hear like whenever someone buys something, it's just very expensive. If it was in let's say US dollars or euros.
No.
So I think that's what it
it's
is.
like
Jenny's just
usually
Jenny's
a lot
inflated.
of Jenny. And yeah, it I think a telltale sign of something being inflated is like it's got a lot of zeros. So it's got like a huge history of like rising and like yeah. Anyway,
Economics.
let's move on. Yeah, more zeros, more inflated for sure. Greed
That's what she
Island
said.
is a real game.
That delayed laugh though, but okay. So if we take this into
I was just
consideration,
thinking about how it would work, and I couldn't figure it out, so I was laughing. But yeah,
okay. So if we take
Greed Island is a real game, apparently.
this is implying that Greed Island is actually Greed Island is a game, but it just takes place in the real world. I think this is implying that Greed Island actually does take place in a virtual space.
In our universe, in the real universe.
No, Greed Island. I think this theory is implying that Greed Island doesn't actually take place on that island in the middle of nowhere. It actually is a virtual world.
I think they would actually specify that if that's what they were saying. I think
Right,
this
but-
is
but
like
other-
total like
Yeah, Greed Island is a game though.
schizo meme territory.
This is,
Like
I
maybe
think, yeah.
maybe there is like this is based off of like the idea of a game that's so limited. Like Togashi knew of like some game or like he had some
That it's an actual video
lifetime.
game or something.
Yeah, so not that like Greed Island, like a game that you get sucked into exists in real life, but it's just like there's a game that's like super low print that exists somewhere in the world, and maybe it's called Greed Island or something.
Yeah.
You know, it could be something like that.
But there's also the Grid Island card collectibles in the Joy Station.
Oh yeah, I saw those.
Like those collectibles. I've been looking into those personally. But
They're really
maybe it's
expensive.
referencing those. Yeah. I mean, usually good sets of those are usually around
And they're made from like,
$350 to $600.
yeah. They're made from like paper and they're in Japanese. So
Yeah. Or you can find like
Yes.
good English prints though, like online for around $100
probably.
if you wanted like in
Well,
yeah,
oh yeah,
I've
someone
seen
who
it.
made them themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I
Right.
might look into that.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Cheetu's remains.
Yep. There they
Cheeto.
are. There they still are.
He's just there.
Yep.
Funny.
Zeno
No
just
No one's gonna
bullied
bury
him.
him. Poor Cheeto.
I don't know what this could be implying. Like, is it just saying like it's funny, or like maybe Cheetu's remains has some kind of like implication on?
It
you know,
doesn't
people
have an
finding his
implication.
remains, and then I think this is like just a meme.
I think this is just
I tried
referencing
to
how
figure out what I was saying.
I think this is just a reference to how Zeno just absolutely fucking just slapped Cheeto into the next dimension with his golden dragon dive. Let's be honest.
Actually, it was silver.
Bitch slapped
Koga, I
Cheeto.
swear to fucking God. I don't care.
I was predicting the comment.
Oh yeah, the
literally,
comments.
there was
of
going to
course.
be a comment saying that.
Yeah, exactly. The
I'm
fucking
saving
comments. You know what,
from the humiliation. Okay.
Koga? We
um,
don't get enough views to get those types of like persnickety comments. All right, let's be
Hey,
honest.
you're not thinking far enough to the future, my friend.
Oh yeah, of course. When people are watching back in 5 years, I shouldn't know.
True.
Ooh,
I'm still going to be
okay.
19 at that time.
that's the timeline you're
Self-
speaking in.
Okay, we're getting pretty dank. Self-containing hiatus.
Oh no.
Are we reaching hiatusception?
Ooh.
What does this mean?
It's a hiatus that builds on itself. It contains itself safely.
It's yeah, how does this work even? Like
I don't feel like drawing
How-
today. Well, I didn't draw yesterday, so let's draw. You know what? We'll draw tomorrow. Actually, I don't feel like drawing tomorrow. Let's draw in 2 months from now. Wait, actually, 2 months has gone by. Oh, wait, I don't really want to draw again. Let's just wait another year. Wait, it's already been a year. No, I've been too busy playing Dragon Quest 2. Oh, let's just push it back another year.
Maybe
of it like
this
that.
is the hiatus to end all hiatuses. Maybe.
Oh, if that was the case, that would
Togashi
be.
is working off schedule, and he's working on completing the entire manga so he can release it at his own pace.
Hmm.
Wh-
It was
this
rumored
is completely
that
wrong, by the way.
it was rumored that he already wrote the next 10 chapters.
I'm pretty
So-
sure he just said that. Like, he was like, yeah, the next 10 chapters are, like, ready to be drawn in, like, one of his author comments. And then
Oh, yeah,
he,
yeah.
like, immediately went on hiatus and hasn't come back in 1,000 days.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 days.
Yeah. I think
He's
it's 1003.
trolling. He's literally
I think it's
just-
1003 to
Togashi is a
1004.
troll. I swear,
He
Togashi
is.
is a troll.
He is a troll.
Yeah, that what I just said couldn't be true. I was only memeing. It couldn't be true because editors have a large role in deciding what happens in the story, or like they have to moderate it to some degree. So it's probably impossible for him to write so much of the story without an editor being there working with him, unless an editor is like working off time, like off schedule, to just work with Togashi off schedule, and then he ends up releasing it by some miracle. Like I don't think that's possible. Anyway, okay. Leorio's nemesis. What? Who Megalol?
So the only nemesis that I would think of is the disease that killed Pietro.
Jing?
No, Jane is not Leorio's nemesis. No. I don't think that whatsoever.
Who would it be, though?
To be someone's nemesis has to be fostered over a good amount of time, and for a deep personal reason why. Leorio can empathize with Gon about how Jane didn't even see him in the hospital, but that didn't really... At most, that built up for 2 years, and I think he was too busy with other things in order to truly focus on that, right? If he wanted to really make a lasting impression, he wouldn't have punched Jane with an improvised wormhole emitter technique. He would have trained instead of study, right? It's like you face off against your greatest rival, your greatest enemy, right? You do absolutely no training before it, and then you get absolutely slapped. That just doesn't happen.
Maybe it's trying to predict like some kind of nemesis that pops up.
Yeah, that's what I was originally thinking. That's what I was thinking.
On the boat or something?
Maybe later in the Succession War. Later in the Succession War, maybe someone like one of the Zodiacs. Maybe he butts heads with one of the Zodiacs.
Yeah, maybe. Or
maybe one of the other
thought
princes.
that came to mind was, Hisoka. He's not really the nemesis, but it's the closest one I could think of, like in terms of nemesis, at least in the first arc. So, but
I got nothing on this.
No, I think it's just something that I think it's just predicting a future event to happen.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Every copy of Hunter x Hunter is personalized. I don't think this would be possible to a large degree. Maybe to a small subset of volumes, it's possible. But otherwise, I don't know how this would be possible.
It would be It might be referencing like the little author's notes that are in several volumes about Togashi. Like the little like love
that would imply that every single volume has a different note from Togashi.
Right, but that's just not possible.
No.
There's just too many copies. Yeah, but it's personalized, right? I mean, I don't think Togashi gives it like a kiss of approval. Like, okay, I think you're good to be sent. Mwah. No, I don't think he does that. So
the wording here is probably wrong. Personalized is, it's become personal.
It's exclusive for you. It's meant for you.
My copy of Hunter x Hunter was kissed by Togashi. Yeah,
based.
He used his sweaty hand to.
It's his Nen ability, guys. He imparts his divinity upon them.
Oh yes,
and we have to unlock that through our own Nen ritual. Okay,
there we go.
I mean, Hunter x Hunter is a philosophical book, so that would make sense.
Oh my gosh, you're totally right.
We connected the dots. This all makes sense now.
Maybe it's not a philosophical book; it's a religious book.
But then again, that's also could be philosophical. But you know what? This is in the Transcendency Tier. We've just transcended. We've figured it out.
Yeah.
We've done
I get it.
It all
the
makes sense
theories
now.
that I didn't understand, they all make sense.
Yeah.
My mind is glowing with the amount of neurons that are firing. Literally, it's emitting light. Oh my god!
My eyes so bright.
The screen is so bright. Holy shit!
Yeah, it is
the
quite
late. Yo experiment. What could this be referring to?
experimenting with Yo, obviously.
Just what we were doing. Seeing the light.
Yeah. Guys, we use Gyo there. That proves that Nen is real.
We have proof. You know, like
Could
proof
it
in
be
this podcast that there is none.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna
You
be-
just
that was
need to use
crazy.
Geo. You just need to transcend, man.
Yeah. I mean, considering that we are four-star hunters, we can use Gyo very efficiently.
Exactly.
And we can comprehend this monstrosity of a text known as the Iceberg and theorize about all of its contents. But back on topic, the Gyo experiment. Obviously, based off the name, like I said before, there's an experiment with Gyo. That was so dumb.
Or I use Gyo on D's nuts to see how
Twitch
heavily
streamer,
I could
can I
get
ask you a
guys with
question?
them.
Can you stop with the fucking D's nuts jokes?
It's so dumb that I'll never stop. It's so dumb that it's just always funny.
It's so dumb. It's so good.
Yep.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. All right. I don't think clearly we don't have anything to say about this because we're just making fucking stupid comments about D's nuts.
This is where the podcast gets good, my friend.
Yeah.
Almost 2 hours in. We've unlocked our true potential.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've actually never.
Do you guys
want
to move on? I looked this up and I couldn't
We
find
can.
anything.
Yeah,
we can
I think
do
it's-
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no. Hunter x Hunter Russian version.
Oh, fuck. I've heard about the Russian dub. Oh, Jesus.
Is it like a
Russian
is
dub.
there like
Yep.
a notorious dub?
Russian
what,
dub.
What about it?
It's in fucking Russian. That's what it's about.
Okay, so
Yeah, I think it's just. I don't know too much about the Russian version. I just heard that it was pretty bad. And considering that it is Russian, yeah, I don't have too much to say about the Russian version. I just heard it was bad. So
I just have to say.
I'm just relaying
Privyet,
information.
It's all.
Suka ble. I'm gonna get my Adidas track pants on, do a true Slavic squat, and get some shots of vodka. Who wants to join in with me?
the Russian version of Hunter x Hunter has Sistema instead of Nen.
I
I'd
did not
love
know
to
that.
see that.
I'd love to hear it.
If you guys have, if the commenters have any idea what this is specifically referencing, apart from like the dub is funny, let us know. But it might just be
give
how
us.
the dub is funny.
You know what we should do? We should say a like goal, and if we reach that like goal, we'll review the Russian dub of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh God, no!
Okay, listen, viewers.
I would do
if
it
we
for
can
money.
get, if we can get 25 likes on this episode, we will review the entire Hunter x Hunter 2011 anime from the Russian dub. All right. I know we're not going to reach that goal.
You know they're going to just like dub on top. You can still hear like the Japanese voices from under, and it's like
No, we're just going to do this. No, we're going to have the Russian voices, but we're going to have the English dub underneath. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, for sure. And
So
that's how they dub.
imagine Shia Poof with a Russian voice. Suka ble merum.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun. All right, remember guys, 25 likes, we'll review it. Simple as that.
No, 1 million. Okay. Greed Island secret side quest. I think this is just referring to something that's typical in games, like secret quests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I guess. Maybe there's like something within like the cards of Greed Island that would point to something more specifically than just like, oh, games have secrets. But that's all I got really.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really
I can look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's a fun idea. Like, why not?
There
too
was a
bad we will
video
never see
uploaded
it.
by Phantom Man in 2017 called Greed Island Hidden Secret. So that might be something you guys want to check out. But yeah, well, I'm not going to watch a video and keep the podcast going for any longer than it needs
Right.
to. So
Yeah.
we'll leave that one to the commenters. Okay, next one, seventh Nen category. So
Okay,
this
so
is a fun one to imagine because like what could it possibly be?
I actually
I
have an
think
answer
we
to
could
that.
make a whole episode out of this.
Right, but I
We
actually have an answer to
would.
that. So there's a Reddit thread that talks about the seventh Nen type because it's based on D&D Schools of Magic, and they're claiming that
Okay.
it's based on this idea of abjuration or quote unquote anti-Nen. So think of like Alm in
Oh,
that simple sense, but I'll just read it off very quickly. Abjuration is the sealing and dispelling of things, extrapolating in this by the schools in D&D. In a way, it would be like anti-Nen. Abjurers are natural exorcists that don't need a roundabout mechanism of sealing, disrupting, or destroying Nen. They have incredible difficulty developing a Hatsu as their Nen naturally resists any effort to make one. On the Nen table, the category would be a lone peninsula branching from enhancement outside of the table. This is because the Nen is still there and has force, it just can't easily be manipulated other than as a club. A Nen user hit by an Abjurer attack would probably be more messed up than an Enhancer attack because the Nen would around the targeted body part would move out of the way / be sealed / dissipate and leave it defenseless. If an Abjurer was to take the leaf test, the water in the leaf would slow down a bit. Having essentially anti-Nen, Abjurers are not that full of life. They seem empty inside / robotic. They are at least the least likely to ever develop specialization, even though they would classically be considered that. This is similar but different concept than On in Last Mission. So that was quite interesting, actually.
I like that. That's a fun
Yeah,
one.
so if you guys want to check this out, this Reddit post as well, just look up 7th Nen type Hunter Hunter, and it'll be the first thing. Or if you're on Reddit, you can look up the user Kuso69. So that is KUSOKUSO69.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah,
quite
that is
an
cool.
interesting theory. Yeah, I definitely can. That was something that I would probably see in Hatsu Vault, like r/Hatsu Vault.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean,
Yeah, I was wondering like if you could apply the same kind of rules to like some kind of manipulation ability, but I'm not sure if manipulation would be able to kind of like move Nen like it's describing it could here. Like it moves
don't
the Nen out of like a defense,
mm,
their defenses as you punch into it.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think that's manipulation. I think it's like what the post said. That would be classically put into specialization.
maybe.
Moving Nen to
Maybe.
dispel it, right? To let's say like dissipate it, right? As the post said.
Right, yeah, dispel.
Right.
Yeah, like
That's-
an antimatter.
Yeah, exactly. So think of it like this, right? Enhancement, it obviously like enhances things, it grows things, right? So obviously that wouldn't work. Transmutation, that just wouldn't work. Obviously, conjuration, you'd be conjuring Nen, wouldn't work. Emission, you would be shooting out Nen, that wouldn't work. Manipulation, you're manipulating Nen to change it, right? Like to change like a physicality of it or something else, right? But that's still not getting rid of it. Specialization that leaves every other kind of possibility up.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting thing to kind of think about. But I think it would make the fights boring. Like Tagashi would know better, and he'd kind of do like a Nov. I think like he realized Nov's ability was just like too powerful for the Chimera Ants, so he kind of nerfed him by with psychological damage. Right? He kind of took him
Right.
out of the narrative because he knew it would just like kind of overpower the situations he was trying to build. And yeah, that kind of Nen user would probably be boring to watch. So I can imagine he thought of something like this, but then decided against it. And I don't think he would run with like a 7th category type thing.
Right.
makes sense, yeah.
But
6
yeah.
is a nice even number.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Knuckles fall.
Knuckles fall
Like a
from
physical
grace.
fall?
Could it
Or
be
like a fall
referencing like
from
when
grace, yeah.
Knuckle? Could it be referencing like when Knuckle took APR off Yuppie?
Knuckles fall from grace or something.
No, that's what I originally said, but it just says Knuckles fall.
Yeah.
I personally, the first thing that I think of if we're using that in context is him dissipating APR from Yuppie.
I don't.
Maybe.
I don't know
It's
what
worded really weirdly for that though.
Right. Well, what else would it
Um,
be? Because I'm open up to
Yeah,
ideas.
see, I really don't know.
He just falls, man.
True.
I mean, just take it literally. Knuckles fall.
Gil, I think you're onto
He tripped
something here.
over.
Yeah. I think
I
so
think
too,
you're onto
man.
something.
All
right,
yeah,
we're
I
almost
have
done.
no idea what this could be referencing.
Yeah.
But I'm ready
I think
to
we
move
should
on.
just move on. All right, we've got two more.
One more, I think.
Nope, two more.
One more that I can see. Oh, okay. Well, that's you might need to read out the last one because I don't have it on this copy.
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter is a survival guide.
Based. Togashi is warning us about something. Oh, you know what it is?
That's
Okay. Wait. Theory. Okay, theory. This is a survival guide because think of the Dark Continent as outer space. And he is writing this to how to protect ourselves in the depths of space and how we need to band together to build something and to work towards colonizing other planets like Mars.
It would definitely be my favorite like form of like Hunter x Hunter dank meme. Like right beside the whole Systema is like real life Nen thing. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, I like the 2 and 2 you put together with like the Dark Continent and like outer space, our current venture into outer space. That's pretty interesting. And it ignites the imagination for sure. But yeah, that's all I had to really say about that.
Yeah, I'm getting very numb thoughts about this too.
No, it's okay. There's only one more theory, Gil. I promise you.
Drum roll.
All right, drum roll, please. Kurapika is a Muslim. So,
well,
I found this Twitter thread, right? That was basically claiming how he's a Muslim of all things, and I'll show it on screen. But I just found that really fucking funny because like it makes sense, quote unquote, but it just I just don't see it happening. I just found it personally very funny. So you have to be transcended to know that he is apparently a Muslim. So
I thought Kurapika was a Kurtist, not a Muslim.
no, that's not how Kurtism works, Gil.
Oh,
right? Why would you be a Kurtist of yourself?
Oh, well, I mean, he's in the Kurta clan, right? It's a Kurtism. Right?
No. That's not what Kurtism is. Clearly, you don't know what Kurtism is. Do you know what Kurtism is, Gil? I'm sure you do.
Maybe I haven't been deep enough into the Iceberg yet.
I think we're getting way too dank, and we should probably end it here.
To put it simply, Kurtists are Kurapika simps. Especially people that love him, which I totally respect.
We went very deep here, and I like it. And yeah, I agree. I think we should stop it here also.
Deep. I mean, we have been recording for a very long time. I mean, we're reaching about 2 hours and 10 minutes. We've never recorded this long before. But you know what? It's a good test of our stamina.
New best time.
This is definitely going to be the most...
To think at the start of this episode, I was like, okay, we should like try and get through this one as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's just like skip over the ones that we think are like memes or whatever. And still, this is the longest episode yet. Holy.
Yeah,
All time
funny
high,
idea.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we review
Breaking
the
records.
Hunter x Hunter Russian dub, it'll probably be longer.
All right.
Listen, okay, maybe we will review the Hunter exam Russian dub. Okay, if we let's reach 500 likes, and
We're not going to
we'll
get
do that.
500
We'll
likes.
review
We're
it.
never going to get 500 likes.
See, okay, no, listen, it's in terms of like YouTube videos and YouTube algorithm, that's definitely achievable, but from where we are now, it is a jump. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying right now, obviously, but in the future, if we actually ever are able to grow, then obviously that will be achieved. I'm saying that right now at 67 subs, average of like 20 views a video, maybe like 3 comments, then that's completely that's pretty difficult.
So basically what we're saying is eventually we're going to review the Hunter exam for the Russian dub.
Yeah,
It's just an eventuality if we keep growing the podcast.
Right, yeah, of course.
It will happen.
Yeah, that's the goal, though. We just want to... Yeah, comment now, all of our viewers, to really prove that you're OGs. If you want to really show your OG status.
Because that's something the viewers really want, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
flexing.
On the agenda.
You can flex, yeah.
Might be good
All right.
to us.
Enough faffing about. We're just we're just talking at this point about nothing.
Yeah. But it's
thank you so
interesting.
much for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking by this crazy long episode. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Go watch our previous episodes if you haven't already. I love you. Bye bye.
Yeah, Pepe love.
Bye.
Goodbye.